know I got the receipts, girl. You know I got the receipts. Hey, you guys, welcome back to the Sweet Pea Diaries. It's your girl, Sweet Pea, and I am back with another video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the Sweet Pea Diaries. Be sure to like this video, share this video, but most importantly, excuse me, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Y'all know what time it is. Well, child, we only got Tia Simone in the building right now. We got Mimi Twin, my member. Welcome, you guys. As you guys come on in, because I really started this stream kind of prematurely. You know, a lot of people didn't really get a notice. So as you come on in, please let me know you're here and I'll shout you out. Hey, Michelle. Welcome to the show. Now, you guys, a lot of people been hitting me up. They're like, Sweet Pea, what you think about this? What you think? Tasha won. And I'm like, no, Tasha did not win anything, but she did. I'm going to say she did have a win in the case. She didn't win the entire situation, but she is enjoying a win for a brief moment. Now, y'all know I'm gonna be fair. You know, I can't stand the heifer, but I'm gonna still be fair in my commentary because she did you know, they shot down the restraining order request. Hey, Auntie Nisi, my moderator. So I'm gonna just jump right into the content. If you don't know, Kevin Hart, he is suing his ex-assistant as well as Tasha K, because Tasha K did an interview with the ex-assistant Maisha, whatever, Misha, I believe it is, Shakes. And in this explosive interview, there were a lot of, you know, accusations. There were a lot of statements made that Kevin feels is defamatory. Kevin is also telling the courts that Misha had an NDA during the time of her employment with him. So basically, he's saying that this interview is violating that NDA. Hey, Bougie Barbie, you know, and that she wasn't supposed to be talking about anything that went on during the course of her employment that she saw, you know, talking about his wife and kids and, you know, mistresses and all of these things. Hey, Denat, he was not, you know, he was not pleased with this interview. Okay. So basically, what Kevin Hart did, he asked the court for a restraining order against Tasha K. All right. And basically, what has happened, the judge shot that request down. So I'm going to read an article from Courthouse News Service. This came out today. I do have court documents that we're going to go over. Oh, and briefly, before we get into that, I'm just going to briefly state I am not a legal professional. I'm not a paralegal, a lawyer, anything of that nature. I am not offering any legal advice. I am just simply reading court documents and going over them and, breaking them down to the best of my ability using common sense. So again, I am not giving any legal advice. All right, so let's get this. I'm going to read this briefly before we go over these documents, because I also have Tasha K's rebuttal, what her attorneys presented today at 8:30 this morning in their rebuttal to this restraining order request. So a Superior Court judge on Thursday declined a request by actor Kevin Hart to order YouTuber Tasha K to take down a video of a tell-all interview with his former assistant. In the interview, Misha Shakes told Tasha K, a popular talk show host and internet personality, that Hart had cheated on his wife a number of times and had gotten one woman pregnant. She also said that Hart had a gambling problem. In December, Hart sued both Shakes and Tasha K, whose real name is Latasha Kiwi, for defamation and extortion. Last week, Hart filed a motion for a temporary restraining order, or TRO, and or a preliminary injunction, asking a judge to order Tasha K to remove from her website, YouTube channel, and all other online platforms the interview with Shakes, including all promotional clips and any related content regarding Hart. He also asked the judge to enjoin Tasha K from further publication of the interview, the teaser, and any other related content or statements regarding Hart. During a Thursday hearing on the motion, Superior Court Judge Mitchell Beckloff made clear he was unimpressed with the arguments. I think the request is overbroad, he said. The request is vague. I'm not sure what any content relating to Kevin Hart is. Beckloff thought the motion had prior restraint problems. That is, it smacked of censorship, which requires a high bar for a judge to order. In his complaint, Hart says that in November, a month before the interview was posted online, he received a call from an unidentified individual claiming to be affiliated with Kiwi, who said that the interview would be published unless Hart paid a ransom of $250,000. Shortly thereafter, Kiwi posted a video teaser of the interview in which she said, according to Hart's complaint, "When you don't pay, we have to get money by any means necessary." The interview was eventually posted on Tasha K's website, which charges $12 for a monthly subscription. Hart says in his complaint, Shakes made statements during the interview that were false, including that Hart recorded a video of a sexual encounter and that he faced criminal charges regarding that supposed incident. That charge likely refers to a sex tape featuring Hart from 2017. A man was charged for trying to extort Hart, though charges were later dropped. The woman in the tape, Matthias Sabag, sued Hart, saying that the actor negligently or intentionally authorized, allowed, and or otherwise permitted the filming of the sexual activity. That case is still pending. Now, Hart also claims that Shakes disclosed purported private facts regarding Hart and his family members in violation of an NDA that she signed. The judge said that he couldn't decipher what the damaging and libelous revelations in the video interview supposedly were. Are we talking about video from 2017? Beckloff asked. Part of the problem I have, there's no direct quote of what occurred in this hour-and-a-half interview. There's no transcript. The reason the interview wasn't included, if we included the transcript, it would be further put out into the public, explained Hart's attorney, Dante Mills. It would make the TRO mute because the entire transcript would be out there. He added by way of clarification, our request is specifically limited to this interview that talked about Kevin Hart being charged as a criminal and also personal records of Kevin Hart's employees, things covered by the NDA. Matthew Kate, the attorney representing Tasha K's company, Yellen Entertainment, said that Shakes and Tasha K were speaking colloquially when they mentioned charges filed against Hart. He said that they were referring to Sabag's lawsuit. Are we talking about the 2017 tape? The judge asked. Yes, it's a discussion about the 2017 tape with Mr. Hart and another woman, whether Mr. Hart filmed that or was involved in filming that. Kate answered. The judge denied both motions. The case can still proceed in a different courtroom, presided over by a different judge. Beckloff is assigned to writs and receivers and hears ex parte or emergency motions in other cases. Now they go on to say that Tasha K is no stranger to the courtroom, that she was sued by Cardi B, and the $4 million and everything. And then they talk about in May, Tasha K filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Cardi B has accused her of hiding money in secret offshore accounts. Tasha K's attorneys have asked the court in the Hart lawsuit for a stay pending the bankruptcy. Hart's attorneys have said that she isn't entitled to a stay since the supposed extortion took place after the bankruptcy filing. Woo, child. This is heated. This is a mess. But I'm going to give my commentary on what I think about the judge before I even get into the back and forth with the court paperwork and everything like that. One thing I'm going to say about this situation, what I think Kevin Hart did wrong, and it is exactly what the judge said. He did not include a transcript of what was said in the interview. How do you go and ask for a restraining order and you're not even referring to what you want a restraining order for? You're simply going into court saying, I am Kevin Hart. I am a famous celebrity and I want this person to take down a video. She's talking about me. She did an interview with my ex-assistant, but you don't refer to what it is that they said about you. You're just saying in a broad statement, like the judge said, it's very vague. It's not specific. So then their argument, Kevin Hart's attorney's argument is that, well, we didn't include it. We did not include it because that would give everyone the information. If we put the transcript out there, then everyone would see what was said. Well, we already seen it. We seen the video. We seen the interview. The damn transcript is on YouTube. If the damn interview was played on YouTube, then the transcript would be there for free. It would be there at the bottom of the interview on the video. So I don't understand why he would not include a transcript. It would be easy for a transcriber, a transcription service to easily transcribe Tasha K's video from the freaking app. Okay. Because it was behind a paywall, just pay the $12 and transcribe the freaking video if you wanted to present that. That was half-assed, okay? He didn't include a transcript nor the video. He not using the Jewish lawyers. Yeah. So that is basically what I'm basically saying. Like, why would you not include that? That makes no sense. So I have to agree with the judge here. I have to, even though, like I said, I don't like Tasha K, I cannot stand her, but, fair is fair and a win is a win. So she actually, succeeded in knocking down the restraining order request because her lawyers were on point with that. Now I'm going to show you exactly what her lawyer's response actually was. They did, they actually put forth a declaration, in response to this restraining order. So let me pull that up so we can read exactly what Tasha K's argument was. And I think because, now that Tasha, what people have to understand, everyone is going to come after Tasha K. Okay. All of these celebrities are coming after her because of this lawsuit with Cardi B. And they feel because Cardi B won that they're going to automatically win. They feel because, Tasha K is now known as this YouTuber and this salacious, tabloid style channel. Hey, it's Nikki, not Nikki, my moderator. Hey. That she's now known for being sued and she's got to pay this $4 million. It seems like, these celebrities think that they're just going to be able to go in court and just say that, and that they're going to get anything that they want. They're going to walk out of there a winner just because Tasha K got sued by Cardi B. It doesn't work like that. Tasha K got sued and won. Cardi B won because Cardi B was prepared. Her lawyers were on point. They are very good lawyers. Tasha K's lawyers were crap. Olga and Sadir were crap. They did not defend her case properly. The judge constantly made reference to them needing to go back to law school. Were they sure that they were filing the correct motions? Did you sure you want to file that and all this and that? So that was just a one-off situation. Now, Tasha K is familiar with court. She's familiar with these proceedings. She's not new to it. So you're not going to be able to just take her to court now and just file these, defamation and these lawsuits and not, have a fight. She's gotten rid of Sadir and Olga. She is now employing, lawyers that are more pricey, that are higher up on the totem pole, and that have experience. Okay. She's paying now for legal representation, and she's paying a pretty penny. Like I said, with her bankruptcy, she paid over $6,400 for these attorneys to represent her. So you're not going to just take her to court now, spank her, and boom, she's, everyone thinks they're going to rack up all these charges against her and rack up all these lawsuits, and she's just going to be liable for all of this. It's just not going to work like that. You're going to get a judge that, like she got, that was like, no, hold up, wait a minute. Where's your argument? Where's the proof? Where's the video? Where's the transcript? What is it that you have? You're just in here saying you want me to have her take down a video. You're violating her constitutional rights. It's freedom of speech. She can post. That's censorship. You can't say, I want you to take this down because I'm Kevin Hart. No one is going to go with that. So that's basically what his argument was. I don't want my personal affairs in the public. Now, if you wanted to say that the assistant violated the NDA, that would have been a better, that's the better argument. But a restraining order for what? What do you need a restraining order against Tasha K for? What is she doing that, you need her to be restrained from doing to you, that you need her to be prohibited from being in your 500 feet or whatever, within 500 feet of you, or can't talk about you online? Or what do you need a restraining order for? No transcript, no video, no nothing. Just, I'm Kevin Hart. She talked about me. Take the videos down. I want an injunction and I want a restraining order. No, it don't work like that. So, I have to agree with the judge in this case. Definitely have to agree with that. So I'm going to read actually what Tasha K's response was to this request. All right. So this is their opposition to Kevin Hart's application for a temporary restraining order against Tasha, okay? And an issuance of an injunction for her to take down the video. So, introduction. Plaintiff Kevin Hart is a celebrity and a star of, among other movies, the Jumanji films, Captain Underpants, and a 2017 sex tape that famously co-starred someone other than his wife. Now, this is shady from the door, okay? I can definitely tell this was not written by Olga or Sadir. All right. Now, immediately, right off the bat, you can tell, even the way it looks, even the way it's presented, honey. This is Matthew S.L. Kate from Ballard Spar LLP, honey, from Washington, D.C. Okay. These are not attorneys that represented Kibi Studios. These attorneys are representing Yellen Entertainment, okay? These are new, fresh, expensive attorneys, all right? These attorneys are smelling and looking like money, okay? Right off the bat, they are being shady, honey. They said that Kevin Hart is a celebrity and a star of Jumanji, Captain Underpants, and a 2017 sex tape. Not a sex tape, okay? Child. They said the sex tape, okay? He's a star of that. They ain't talking about his stand-up comedy shows or nothing. They said he's a star of Jumanji and Captain Underpants and a 2017 sex tape that co-starred him and somebody other than his wife. That 2017 sex tape was the subject of national news coverage at the time and the subject of a widely reported lawsuit in this court. All right. So then they refer to that lawsuit. This action and Hart's urgent request for a temporary restraining order arise out of his objection to an interview of his former assistant, Misha Shakes, published on December 22nd, 2023 on Tasha K Live, a news and entertainment program produced by defendant Yellen Entertainment LLC and featuring defendant Latasha Transarena Kibi. In the nearly 1.5 hour interview, Kibi and Shakes discuss, among other things, Hart's sex tape, the public controversy surrounding and arising from its release, and Shakes' theory, the reason for which she disclosed in the interview that Hart filmed the footage. They also discussed the legal claims filed against Hart by the woman in the video, referencing the charges she alleged in her lawsuit. Now, by his own admission, Hart has known about the Shakes interview for at least 2 months. He claims that he was alerted to the interview before it even aired and that his lawyers sent Kibi and Yellen a letter as early as November 22nd of 2023 demanding that they refrain from publishing it. Okay? Hart and K Hart Enterprises filed this suit on December 26th. Still Hart waited until January 19th of 2024 to ask the court to issue an emergency ex parte TRO, granting an extraordinary mandatory injunction that would, 1, require Yellen to remove the entire nearly 90-minute Tasha K Live episode and related promotional YouTube posts, and 2, prohibit Yellen and the other defendants from any further speech or publication, not only about the interview, but also about any related content or any other statements regarding Hart. The court should deny this request. Hart's delay in seeking preliminary relief is reason enough on its own. Even if the court were to look past his unexplained delay, Hart has not carried his burden of showing entitlement to a restraining order. Most important of all, the court should reject Hart's request because his proposed restraining order is flatly prohibited by the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, by Article 1, Section 2 of the California Constitution, which provides an even broader guarantee of the right of free speech and the press that does the First Amendment. See, I told you that this is violating her First Amendment by asking to just take something down. You're talking about me, take it down. That's her First Amendment right. Accordingly, and for any further reason that may be raised at the hearing on Hart's application, Yellen respectfully requests that the court deny Hart's application for a TRO and deny his request for an order to show cause why a preliminary injunction should not issue. Now, argument. Hart cannot carry his burden to obtain a TRO. To obtain any preliminary injunction, expedited, ex parte, or otherwise, Hart must demonstrate a likelihood of success on the merits and establish that the balance of the risk of possible harms weighs in his favor. Hart cannot do. Oh, okay, wait. Okay. Affirming denial of injunction where a plaintiff offered only passing arguments and failed to meet evidentiary burden. Hart cannot do either. First, Hart has not demonstrated a likelihood of success on the merits of his claim for defamation, the alleged harms from which are the sole basis of his TRO. Hart objects to the suggestion that he filmed a sex tape and the reference to charges that were plainly referring to civil claims that are a matter of public record. He has not alleged, much less shown, a likelihood of success in proving that these statements were actionable statements of fact and that they are provably false, or that these statements, rather than the years of coverage of the sex tape and legal claims against him, caused him harm. This is to say nothing or of fault. Hart concedes in his ex parte TRO application that he must prove actual malice, but his only theory that defendants should have investigated further before publishing has been rejected by the Supreme Court as insufficient. Okay. So, and they're referring to another case, you know, like they always do, showing evidence. Second, he also cannot show that the balance of possible harms weighs in his favor. Despite insisting that he has already suffered irreparable harm that may increase, Hart has not identified any actual harm that he has suffered or that is imminent or ongoing. He only speculates that the publications might harm his reputation or that they might impact professional agreements if his reputation declines. This is insufficient. To the extent Hart argues he has already been harmed, the TRO cannot cure that alleged injury. The parts of the interview that Hart challenges discuss allegations already in the public sphere and are themselves now public, also in the public. And as noted above, Hart's delay in seeking to silence that publication is grounds to deny his request on its own. By comparison, as explained below, Yellen and the other defendants have a First Amendment interest in exercising their right to speak about matters of public importance. Hart's proposed TRO would unconstitutionally infringe on that right. See, now they are heavily focusing on Tasha K's First Amendment right. And like I said, I have to agree with Tasha K's attorneys in this instance. He has not proven and shown anything that what has caused him harm. You cannot say that this interview that they did might cause you harm or that you might suffer, harm that is irreparable, or that, might is not does. Might is not it is happening. And with Cardi B's lawsuit, she was able to prove that Tasha K lied. She did it with malice, her intentions, what they were. Everybody could clearly see that it was over money and clout, clicks and views. So Cardi B's case is way different. And I think, like I said, a lot of these attorneys are thinking just because Cardi was able to do it, that they're going to be able to do it. It just doesn't work like that. You can't come into court and say, this might happen. This video, it just might do harm to me. the stuff that they were saying in it, it just might cause me harm. No, you have to prove what is actually happening. Might is not a good word for court. It has to be actually proven. It is actually happening, right? Cardi B was able to prove that Tasha K had no proof as to the statements that she was making, and that at the time she knew she was lying when she said it, right? She knew that Star Marie was lying. She knew that the information wasn't true, but yet she continued to post it. She continued to go along with it. And then for 3 years, she continued to troll. She continued to make videos. She continued to harass. And, that is just different than what Kevin Hart is trying to show here. You just can't come into court and say, I'm Kevin Hart and I don't like what's being said about me and I want this taken down. No, it don't work like that. So Hart's proposed TRO is an unconstitutional prior restraint in violation to the First Amendment. Because Hart seeks an order prohibiting a party from making or publishing statements about the interview and him, the requested injunction would be a classic type of an unconstitutional prior restraint. Prior restraints are disfavored and presumptively invalid. Moreover, under the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution and Article 1, Section 2 of the California Constitution, prior restraints are not permitted to stop the publication of an allegedly defamatory statement unless and until the question has been finally adjudicated. An unbroken string of cases from the United States Supreme Court and California Supreme Court have found that prior restraints are nearly impossible to justify. It has been consistently held that any prior restraint on expression bears a heavy presumption against its constitutional validity. Only exceptional cases akin to the revelation of the sailing dates of transports or the number and location of troops in a time of war would justify such an extreme remedy. This standard is so difficult to meet that the United States Supreme Court has never upheld a prior restraint against the press. Gilbert is particularly instructive. Plaintiff, a well-known actor whose personal life had been the subject of numerous articles, sued a tabloid newspaper for defamation, conspiracy to defame, invasion of privacy, and more based on an article that reported accusations that she was a deadbeat mother, among other things. Seeking a restraining order and preliminary injunction, the actor also alleged that the source of the article's accusations, her ex-husband, also a defendant. Now they're using an example here to further substantiate their argument. Seeking a restraining order and preliminary injunction, the actor also alleged that the source of the article's accusations, her ex-husband, also a defendant, threatened to reveal more information unless she dismissed her claims against him. The trial court initially granted the injunction, drawing distinctions between threatened disclosure of private information and constitutional free speech issues and disparaging celebrity news and gossip, just as Hart has attempted to do. The Court of Appeals disagreed and reversed the injunction, applying well-settled First Amendment principles and emphasizing that the California Constitution provides an even broader guarantee than does the First Amendment. It concluded that while a defendant may be held responsible for abusing his right to speak freely in a subsequent tort action, he has the initial right to speak freely without censorship. All right. So basically, a person can really just say whatever it is that they feel like saying, as long as, they're expressing and emphasizing, they're not lying. They're just, saying what they believe or saying they're reporting on something. They have a right to speak. They have a right to speech. You can't censor people, articles, the press. So that's what they're really relying on in this argument. The same conclusion must follow here. Whether another actor claims allegedly false or private facts have been improperly disclosed. Whatever the merits of Hart's claims, and Yellen disputes them in their entirety, Hart simply cannot obtain the preliminary relief he seeks. Conclusion: for the foregoing reasons and any further that may be raised during the hearing on Hart's request, the court should deny Hart's ex parte application for a temporary restraining order and order to show cause reissuance of preliminary injunction. And they basically did. They basically denied his application for a restraining order. Okay. They basically stated that Kevin Hart did not have any proof as to what it is that Tasha K is saying against him that is going to cause him harm, that, is going to damage his career. He didn't provide transcripts. He didn't provide video. He didn't provide anything. He just came in with paperwork from his attorney saying, I want a restraining order because I don't like the interview. I don't like what was said. That's basically his argument. I don't like what Misha and Tasha K were talking about. I mean, we don't like it, right? Of course. We don't like what he said, nobody would like what they were talking about. But legally, you just can't come to court and say, I don't like something. You have to have your ducks in a row. You got to have your paperwork, it has to be paperworking. All right. All your I's got to be dotted. All your T's got to be crossed. You just can't come in there and say, I don't like this video. I do not like this interview. I don't like Tasha K. Cardi B sued her and won. And she's known for making these terrible videos. She's known for doing these salacious interviews. She's a terrible person. We all know that. But legally, that's just not what you do. You just can't come to court and say all that and expect a judge to agree with you. People still have constitutional rights. People still cannot be censored. The press, and see what people got to understand, the press is new. The press, it's a whole different ball game now. YouTubers, content creators, Instagram, social media influencers, they're considered the press now. Whether you like it or not, it's considered the press. That's why they get press passes, these YouTubers, when they go to court, when they go to, Tory Lanez and different trials, they get press passes because this is considered the new newspapers, the new, networks. People make their own TV networks now on YouTube. And long as it's an LLC, it's a business, it's recognized as a network. It's recognized as media. So Tasha K is a journalist in a sense. She's the press, and you can't censor the press. You can't, we have a right to freedom of speech and freedom of press. So Tasha K's lawyers, we clearly see that it is not Sadir and Olga anymore. These are new attorneys, all right? You can see the actual wording of their brief, this motion. You can see that it is legal. The legal jargon is there, honey. They got footnotes. I mean, look at it. All right. They constantly make reference to their firm and the address, and they emails. I mean, when I looked at briefs from Olga and Sadir, we ain't never seen no shit like this. Their motions didn't look like this at all. Okay. That shit was just looked like it was typed up on a laptop, in the basement, or on a notepad, a little Chromebook, honey. Didn't that? But this, you could tell this was done on an Apple computer, okay, on a MacBook. All right, this was done. They had their glasses on, honey. They might have been sitting in Starbucks. This is a step up from the yellow pages. This is a step up from, Google, a search engine, Craigslist. This is a step up from $14.99. This is not from Angie's List. Okay, this is professional. Yes, it is very polished, Tia. It is very polished. Okay. All right. Now, I actually tried to get the argument from Kevin Hart, but I clicked on the wrong paperwork, and I actually got right here, what I got was there. It was a declaration of Stacey Knox, notice of plaintiff's ex parte notice for temporary restraining order to show cause, issuance, preliminary injunction, but it is not actually. I don't think it's the TRO. I want to read this. This is just declaration of Stacey Knox. Let's see what Kevin Hart's attorneys are saying. Child, I don't know. I don't know if Kevin, it looks like Kevin might have an Olga and a Sadir, okay? He's got a Stacy and I forget what the other guy's name is. Dante. He's got a Stacy and a Dante, child. Or he's got a Robert, Stacy, and a Dante. Child. So let's read what they're saying. So this Stacey Knox declares as follows: I'm an attorney licensed to practice before all courts of the state of California, and I'm an associate with the law firm of Reich, Pollister, and Berger, counsel for plaintiffs Kevin Hart and K. Hart Enterprises. I have personal knowledge of the matters set forth herein, either as a direct participant in the matters described or in my capacity as one of the attorneys responsible for handling of this case on behalf of RPB. As to those matters, my knowledge is based upon a review of the files maintained and relied upon by RPB in its regular course of business. I am familiar with the manner in which those files are created and maintained. If called and sworn as a witness, I could and would competently testify to the matters set forth herein. After commencing this litigation on the plaintiff's behalf on January 19th of 2024, my office filed the plaintiff's ex parte application for a temporary restraining order and an order to show cause regarding issuance of a preliminary injunction, along with the plaintiff's proposed TRO request for a judicial notice and the declarations of Kevin Hart and Dante O. Mills in support of the application. After filing the application and supporting papers, we commenced to attempt service of those documents and where applicable, the case initiation documents on the defendants. Service was accomplished in some instances, though in others, the defendants have been difficult to locate, or in the case of Kibi Studios, are defunct. So basically, I think that this application or this motion here is something stating that they have been evasive. Kibi Studios has been evasive when trying to serve them legal paperwork. On January 21st of 2024, my firm's attorney service personally served the application and supporting papers on defendant Misha Shakes. That proof of service was filed with the court on January 23rd of 2024. Then on January 22nd, my office received service of a notice of appearance of Matthew Cafe of the firm Ballard Spar, stating that Mr. Cafe was appearing in the litigation on behalf of Yellen Entertainment, which, as the plaintiffs alleged in their first amended complaint, the plaintiffs are informed and believe is an entity controlled by defendant Kibi and is responsible for certain of the acts plaintiffs allege in this litigation. In the brief Yellen has filed in opposition to the application, Yellen's counsel purports to make assertions on Kibi's behalf, confirming that these defendants are affiliated, if not one and the same. Later, on January 22nd, 2024, my office served plaintiff's application and the supporting papers on Mr. Cafe with a follow-up email on January 23rd in light of a bounce notification on behalf of Yellen. True and correct copies of the transmittal emails reflecting said service are attached. On January 24th, Yellen filed its opposition. On January 24th, my firm's attorney service personally served the application and supporting papers on the registered agent for the service of process of Yellen. On Monday, January 22nd, I received a communication and service of filed papers from the office of Chad Van Horn. Now, that's the person that represents her bankruptcy. Later, January 22nd, my office served plaintiff's application and the supporting papers on Mr. Van Horn's office on behalf of Kibi, along with the case initiation documents in this suit. A true and correct copy of the transmittal email reflecting said service is attached as Exhibit C. Plaintiff's attorney service also made efforts to effect personal service of the application and the supporting papers, as well as the case initiation documents on defendants Kibi and Kibi Studios, for whom Kibi is a registered agent at 3 different addresses in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, based on contact information we ascertained from public records. Our attorney service has informed us, and based thereon, I believe that Miss Kibi could not be located at any of those addresses. At approximately 9:50 on January 24th, I emailed Mr. Cafe, Mr. Van Horn, and other personnel at their respective firms to provide notice of the hearing ex parte hearing. In that transmission, I also included additional copies of the plaintiff's application and supporting documents. So basically, what they're saying here is that they tried to serve Tasha and they couldn't serve her at any of the addresses for Kibi Studios. But what I don't understand about these people, see, I'm not feeling Kevin Hart's representatives. I think he really needs to try to get some other people, because Kibi Studios is not incorporated anymore. Kibi Studios is done. There is no Kibi Studios anymore. They are dissolved. It is now Yellen Entertainment. Why are you trying to serve Kibi Studios? We even know this, which is why they are filling out their paperwork as Yellen Entertainment. So why are you still referring to Kibi Studios? Of course you can't serve them. There is no more Kibi Studios. It is now Yellen Entertainment. And why are you using public information? Why are you not going through her attorneys? Serve them, send the paperwork, and, allege that, hey, she's trying to evade being served. But why would you keep serving on Kibi Studios when clearly she's not going by Kibi Studios? She is going by Yellen Entertainment. Yes, they are one and the same, like you stated, but that business is technically dissolved. So then Tasha, basically, on behalf of Chad Van Horn, they have attached Tasha's proof of bankruptcy, okay? And so what they were trying to say is that this lawsuit should be stayed. She shouldn't even have to answer to it because she's in a bankruptcy. And Kevin Hart's attorney's argument is that, that bankruptcy was, already filed. This $250,000 extortion, attempt, this was made after the bankruptcy was filed. So it falls outside the scope. It falls outside of the bankruptcy. So we'll see what they say about that. We don't know. I don't know if, she's been granted a stay yet. I haven't seen any of that, and I haven't heard anything to suggest that. All I've heard and all I've seen documents for is the court rejecting Kevin Hart's restraining order and injunction request to take down videos. He also wanted the interview taken down. I get it. But you also wanted her to be forbidden to talk about you anymore. Who do you think you are? Like, it's kind of arrogant. And like I said, listen, I cannot stand Tasha. Everybody knows that. Especially after the hoe called herself speaking on my case, speaking on my legal situation. I can't stand her. But right is right and wrong is wrong. You can't just come in the court cocky and thinking that you're Kevin Hart. I'm a millionaire. I'm Kevin Hart. I got this status. I got attorneys flanked all around me. But, they seem to be just for show, because they do not seem to know what they're doing at all. First off, no transcript, no video to show what you need a restraining order for. You're not showing her behavior. You're not showing how she speaks. You're not showing anything that shows she's threatening. You're just coming in there saying, I'm Kevin Hart. I don't want her talking about me. I want her to stop, interviewing people about me. I want her to take the video down. And I don't want her to ever be able to talk about me. What? You can't forbid people to talk about you. You can't make the court make Tasha stop talking about you. That's illegal. That is invasion of, someone's rights. We all have First Amendment rights. We also have freedom of press. And like I said, YouTubers are considered press now, yeah. So you can't just go in court and say, this is what I want because I have money, because I'm Kevin Hart, I'm celebrity status, and you got to grant that. And that's basically the attitude. That's what it looks like to me. That's how it's coming across to me. As much as I want to see this hoe go down, as much as I would love to see her dragged through another lawsuit, dragged in the public, and not because I'm jealous of her or, I want to see her demise, but because, I just feel like she needs to just be held accountable. She's not taking accountability for what she's done to Cardi B. She's still trying to get out of paying the woman when you clearly see her income. She can afford to pay. She just doesn't want to, basically. She can afford to pay Cardi B. We see it. We see what she makes every month. $69,000 just from YouTube, and then $15,000 from Facebook. You're making almost $100,000 a month. You can pay Cardi B. You're on your way to becoming a millionaire this year. So you definitely can pay Cardi B. Over 3 years' time, going at the pace that you're going, you could pay Cardi B. You'll have her money paid off. So, I feel she's not, taking accountability for what she's did, for what she's done, the things that she said, and she just continues to have that type of, that type of attitude that I'm Tasha K. I can say, I can do whatever I want to do because the public wants my content. The public wants these interviews. They're going to continue to watch. They're going to, because the people like mess. People like mess. I mean, we clearly see, look at the shit that's being played by content. Everybody has a freaking YouTube channel, and the drama sells. The drama, look, not one, I have to, during my shows, I'm giving court documents, right? I have to pay for these I even have to, these are on the Los Angeles Superior Court. I have to pay for these, right? Not one Cash App, not one super chat, no. But let me be talking about mess. Let me be dragging somebody, and bing, 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 it's going off. Tasha, she realizes that. She's realizes that, and she's played into that. So she knows where the money is. These people that do these salacious shit on these channels, they know where the money is. And people constantly tell me, Sweet Pea, get that money, get in it. Just beef, just do it. You just get the money. But that's not, I have integrity. I just can't sell myself short just for little clicks and views and just little, people's money. But when you're doing content and you're doing real content, we do not get paid by the fans. We don't get fan funding. You have to beg for it. And I'm just not going to be one of those that keep constantly saying, hit the like button, go hit that like and all, subscribe. I don't do all of that. I don't pump. I don't sell. And that's what these people do. They are playing into the drama that people want. They're playing into that mess that people just crave. Tasha has figured it out. She's figured out that people want to see everybody's dirty laundry. She's the channel to go to. She's the one that they all call for interviews. When everybody want to air somebody out, who they go to? Tasha K. So you're not going to just be able to go into court with that argument. This is Tasha K. She's from YouTube, and this is what she does. Nobody knows her. Like, they don't know her like that to be, oh, okay, she's Tasha K. We're just going to let everybody sue her, and everybody's just going to have, lawsuits because they don't like what's being said by Tasha K. And she got sued by Cardi B, and they all mentioned that $4 million lawsuit by Cardi B. It's like, no, you just can't use that and go in and say, look, she did it, so now look what she's doing to me. I'm the same as Cardi. No, it's not. It's not the same. You got to prove, what is she doing to you? And sadly, with this Kevin Hart situation against Tasha K, like I said, and I know the people are going to get mad at me, but I have to be fair and I have to be honest. I don't see Kevin Hart winning this. I just don't. As much as I hate to say that, I don't. He doesn't have, his representation is already just, I can tell they're half-assing it. They don't make any sense. They have no proof of anything. They are basically going in here saying Kevin Hart is Kevin Hart. He is a celebrity, world renowned. He's in all these movies. He is the golden boy of comedy, America's golden boy, And this woman, this little itty bitty YouTuber, has the nerve to be talking about him. Can you believe that, Judge? This little itty bitty black woman on YouTube interviewed his ex assistant. And that girl got up there and told all his business. Can you believe that, Judge? We want that video down. We want it down because we don't like what she said. And we think that it's going to damage Kevin's reputation. What? That's your argument? And I have to go with the judge. Okay, I hear you, but what? What is she doing that is threatening, that makes you need a restraining order, an emergency restraining order at that? And then you want me to issue an injunction to have her take down all of any type of content that has anything to do with Kevin Hart. Not just the video that she did behind the paywall, but as well as the trailer and, advertisement that went along with it. No, because you can't stand the fact that the world knows that you cheated on your wife and you are embarrassed, you want that taken down. That's your fault. Sir, you cheated. Sir, you filmed it. Sir, everyone knows about it because of what you did. You need to take responsibility for that. You can't point that at Tasha. You can't point that at the assistant. And I feel that that's what this is here. Because he's embarrassed by what he did to Aniko, he doesn't want it to be talked about. It's one of those things where I don't want to see it. I don't want nobody else saying it. Because I fucked up, I'm wrong, and I don't like to see it in the press. So you're trying to get rid of it. And unfortunately, that's not how life works. When you do some shit, you cheat or you get caught, hey, you gotta live with that. You did it. Tasha didn't do it. Misha Shakes didn't do it. You did it. So because he's embarrassed by it and, he feels that he can use his celebrity power, right, to get it taken down, to bully Tasha, push his weight around, push his money around. Well, you pushed around, but you didn't get the right attorneys because they were not prepared. They didn't have shit entered as evidence. They just went in there with their word. We don't like what's being said. Kevin doesn't like it. Kevin wants it taken down because he said it's a lie. Okay. Who's Kevin? Right? Okay, who is he? So I'm supposed to violate someone's First Amendment right as a judge. I'm supposed to do that and issue an order for her to take down videos and also issue an order for her to never talk about you in any capacity. That's what he actually went in there saying. I don't want her to be able to talk about me at all. That video and nothing else in the future. Sir, that's unheard of. That'll never happen. You can't stop someone from talking about you. Now, you can stop criminal behavior. You can stop criminal activity. You can stop somebody from criminally harassing you, right? Stalking you, all these type of things. But you can't stop someone from talking about you. So there's a difference. I recognize that in my own everyday life with the things that I'm going through in life with a person online. I recognize that, yeah, you can talk about me. I'm a YouTuber. I'm quote unquote a public figure. You can talk about me, but you can't harass me. You can't stalk me. You can't show up and invade my space uninvited, right? You can't call my relatives and you can't do those things. You cannot pretend to be someone else, get information. You can't do that. Those are criminal harassment situations. Those are stalking. But this right here is not a criminal case. This is a civil lawsuit between Kevin Shakes and Kibi. So this isn't something criminal. Even though the lawyer for Kevin Hart is saying that Tasha K is committing criminal activity with this, that what they said was illegal. They didn't say anything illegal. They simply repeated what's in the press. It's not illegal to repeat what's going on already. So I have to agree. I'm sorry. I know that, people that can't stand Tasha K, I know they hate me saying this, and they probably thought I would never say something like this, but I have to agree with Tasha's attorneys in this instance. I do not think that Kevin has a case. I don't see Kevin winning this. I actually see this getting thrown out. Like, the more it went on, like in the beginning when it first hit the scene, I was like, okay, wow, look, this is another lawsuit. Damn, Tasha, you found yourself in some more shit. Then I'm like, yeah, I'm going along with it. Like, yeah, there was an NDA, and looks like she may have violated that. And even looking through the paperwork and looking at the NDA and the original lawsuit, and looking at all of that, it did seem like, okay, he does have an argument. But now it has fell flat with this restraining order. When you went and asked for a restraining order and then you did not include transcripts that show what is being said, video that shows what is being said, that is harming you, that is causing you to need a restrainer, now you're starting to lose me, because now it's starting to look a little arrogant. Now you're asking for, let alone, okay, you're saying that this woman is harassing you, but you're going a step further and saying that you want her to be prohibited from talking about you. You. She can't talk about you. She can't say nothing about you. She can't say nothing. She can't make no videos about you because you are Kevin Hart. So, nah, I'm not feeling that. I'm sorry. This is a no-no. I don't think that you're going to win this, Kevin. I'm sorry. I believe it's going to get thrown out. And even with Maisha Shakes, I believe that's going to even get thrown out. Because first of all, the NDA, it was old. Okay. And I don't know if an NDA covers entirety, like for the rest of your life. I don't know if it's okay during the course of your employment, you have this NDA while you're working with me. But then once you leave, your contract is over. That, I believe that's it. I believe she can talk about what she experienced. And she's really not giving any information that was not already out there. I don't see anything that was talked about in that interview that wasn't already known by the public. They basically were just gossiping about what was already in the tabloids. That's my interpretation of this. So I don't see this going anywhere. I think this is going to get dismissed. That's my take on it. That's my commentary. I didn't want to make this a long video because I have other things to do tonight. So I just wanted to give people my thoughts on it, because a lot of people were asking me, what do I think about this? And that's what I think. I think that Kevin Hart is his ego is inflated. I think that he basically went in there with his attorneys with the wrong attitude, thinking that I am this big time celebrity. Tasha K already has a lawsuit. She's already been sued by Cardi B, another famous celebrity, and $4 million was her, that was the verdict, and that was what they gave Cardi B. So they're going to do the same thing for me. I believe that's the attitude that he had. I don't think he thought this through. I think he was emotional, and I think he wants to silence her because he doesn't want Nico to have to keep seeing this interview. He wants to take it down. He don't want the kids to see it. He doesn't want people to know about what he does. That's just basically how I see it. I think that everything that the girl said to Tasha is true. I believe it. I don't think that she lied about anything. And I think that Kevin is butthurt because she's telling his business, basically. And he's just embarrassed. And he's trying to get his, keep his marriage with an ego. He doesn't want to lose her, and he doesn't want to keep living this shit down in the press. But you're Kevin Hart. You're famous. And you're always drinking, Kevin. You're drinking, you're drunk, you're always partying. And maybe if you put some of that alcohol down, you wouldn't make so many decisions that were uh against your marriage, and you wouldn't find yourself in these situations. Maybe it's the alcohol. Blame it on blame it on blame it on the blame it on the blame it on the blame it on the alcohol, child. But that's really all I had, you guys. Like I said, this wasn't going to be a long video because there's really nothing to say. It's really cut and dry. This is ego. This is ego. This is ego at its finest. This is Kevin Hart's ego. This is a black man's ego. This is all ego driven. He's got that little man complex. Okay. He's busting in the courtroom with his big lawyers. He's got these two tall dudes standing next to his little short ass. And he's coming in a courtroom. He means business. God damn it. But he don't have no transcripts, no video, no nothing. God damn it, I'm Kevin Hart. God damn it, take them videos down. God damn it. I mean, Kevin, come on now. Where they do that at? Where they do you asking the judge to violate Tasha K's First Amendment rights? You're saying the freedom of the press just don't apply here. Okay. Take it down. I'm Kevin Hart. You can't talk about me. I want a restraining order. And see, the reason he's asking for the restraining order is because that actually does cover him online. It covers him, in person. So when you have a restraining order against someone, of course, they can't be within so many 100 feet or whatever of you, but they also cannot talk about you online, social media, emails, none of it. So I see where he's going with it, but his argument fell flat. He didn't have any evidence. He had nothing to back it up. All right. Now, as far as this bankruptcy, okay, Tasha wants to dangle this bankruptcy around. I don't think that would cover this situation. I don't think that a lawsuit being filed by, Kevin Hart would cover being under a stay, a protection of a stay, because you are in a bankruptcy. That has nothing to do with you trying to extort him for $250,000. If you allegedly, if you did that, that doesn't cover it. The bankruptcy has nothing to do with that. I don't think that would be protected. I don't. So that argument, I don't agree with. I believe that if she did extort him, if somebody really called from her camp, and then she really did say, if you don't pay, we got to get our money. She admitted to it. Okay. If your employee called Kevin Hart and attempted to get $250,000 in exchange for that video airing, and then you come up on a promo reel and you admit to doing that and saying, well, if you don't pay, we got to get our money some kind of way, then you did extort him. And then you need to be held responsible for that. That is the only thing that I can see him suing for. That would be my argument. But telling her to take the video down and Misha with the NDA and all that, that's weak. But the extortion attempt, definitely, that's something that they should explore. Because you can prove that. You can show call logs. You can show the number that called, then you'd be able to match that up to, check her employees or her numbers or whatever, and you'd be able to tell whose number that is. If they didn't call from an unidentified number, like private, if they didn't block the number. If there's a number on a caller ID on her phone or something, they definitely have an argument there. Someone called me from this number at this time, and they claim to be a representative of Tasha K. Now, if I got a call like that and someone was asking me for that, I would have set them up. I would have said, you know what? Let me think about that and let's meet and let's talk at a later time. That way I could have recorded them. And I would have been like, I'm going to record this call just for, my legal purposes or whatever. because $250,000, they would have let you record because they would have wanted to get that money. They wouldn't have been thinking in the background that, oh, he's going to try to sue me or anything. So yeah, they definitely would have consented to being recorded. But if you were in a two-party state, or a non-two-party state where you don't have to disclose that they're being recorded, child, record them motherfuckers. Okay? I would have definitely been like, call me back. Let's talk about this at a later time so that I can get that shit on tape. It wouldn't have been no, second guessing that. You'd have had that shit on tape. And all you had to do is play it for the attorney or judge, and maybe it might not have been admissible because sometimes when you record things, they don't, allow it to, but it could have just been off the record and have been like, well, we do have recording of it. And maybe you could have put it in a transcript or something. I don't know. But simply coming to court saying that you want a restraining order because you're Kevin Hart and Tasha K has been sued before by another celebrity. She has a reputation of, making salacious videos. That's not an argument. It's not an argument. So that's all I got. That's all I got. Mooney says, I believe he asked for a restraining order because Tasha trolled him by taking a photo in one of his business offices. Well, that's not what he said. He didn't really say what he wanted a restraining order for. That's what the judge's argument is. That's what with the article that we read, the judge basically said it was vague. He didn't really say what it was that he needed it for. He didn't have the transcript to show what she said that, said or did that showed a cause to have a restraining order. They didn't prove anything. So I'm with the judge on this one. I'm sorry for those that support me and, don't like Tasha K. I have to keep it real, y'all. It wouldn't be me if I didn't keep it real. And in this instance, Tasha is right. And I never thought I would hear myself say those words. In this instance, she's right. Kevin is wrong. It makes absolutely no sense. This is all ego driven. Okay? All right, you guys. So if you watch this on a replay, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you are not. And I will catch you guys on the next video. I'm up out of here, okay? So drop in the comments. Leave me, what your thoughts are on this. Do you think that Kevin is going to get away with this lawsuit? Or do you think it's going to be dropped? Do you think he has an argument? Drop in the comments and let me know. All right, you guys. I'm out of here. Bye.